DCI Charlie Spate was bored. He had never regarded himself as an intellectual, and some of D.S. Elaine Start's comments about films and books left him unamused and uncomprehending, nor was he particularly interested in wandering around historical sites. He would have been far happier just sitting in the sunshine with a glass of wine at the restaurant in the square, outside the Palace of the Popes, watching the world go by, or even at one of the numerous sidewalk cafes that lined the Rue de la République. But their visit to Avignon was leaving him feeling a little sour. When the chief constable had informed him that Charlie was scheduled to attend an international conference on crack cocaine for 3 days in Avignon, he had merely seen it as a welcome break from routine. When he had learned that Detective Sergeant Elaine Start was also to attend, he had perked up considerably. She was a woman who intruded erotically into his dreams from time to time. The fact she was a fellow officer caused certain problems. The fact she treated him with a certain amused indifference made things even more difficult. And she was clearly aware of some of the rumours that had drifted up from the Met with him. It had not been an entirely spontaneous decision on his part to effect the transfer. It had been made clear to him down south that there was too much mud sticking for him to consider a continuation of his career in the Met. Too many rumours of close dealings with villains, too many personal links with women on the streets. He had denied the truth of the rumours, argued that such contacts were necessary in the search for underworld information, but he had been forced to admit there was a little fire behind the smoke, and had moved north. But hints had filtered north with him, and Elaine Start was careful in his presence. There had been a few occasions when he thought he had detected a certain warmth, but they had come to nothing. Yet he had the feeling that warm southern nights in the ancient citadel of Avignon might just tip a balance for both of them. He did not think that the additional presence of Assistant Chief Constable Charteris would particularly affect the issue, or the opportunity, but he had been proved wrong. It was clear that Elaine and Jim Charteris had interests in common. On the flight out, they had been chatting in animated fashion about films. The three had arrived at Avignon in the early evening. The conference was due to start the following day, in the late afternoon, so they had the opportunity to relax and do some sightseeing in the morning. At first, Charlie had trailed along through the sunlit streets, agreeing that the Palace of the Popes, with its huge machicolations, narrow openings and massive pointed arches, was a stunning sight. But he had soon got bored looking at the wall decorations, frescoes and tapestries that adorned its interior. They had stopped for a coffee in the Place de l'Horloge, but when Charteris and Elaine had decided they wanted to walk down to the famous Pont Saint-Benezet, the bridge of Avignon, immortalized in the celebrated song, Charlie had had enough.